Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to M-Class Email.
Get your email going. I'm gonna read that mail.
Good, I'm gonna read that mail.
Drop down and get your mail on.
Drop down and get your mail on, girl.
Oh man, that song was great.
I love that song.
Oh my god.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
And every other week, we sit down with a group of your emails, read them, give you answers, give you pitches or ditches. We give you whatever the fuck it is you want.
Yeah,
because we're givers.
Like the book, The Giver.
Josh
That's
is the
about...
old giver, and I'm the young giver.
Yeah, you just saw the apple. It's red. Turns out apples are red.
Turns out
sometimes they're green.
Exist.
Also, the girl you like has red hair, so there you go.
That's true. In real life.
That's true. You're married to her. You're also married to another redhead. His name is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that we've gone over my family, let's hop into your emails.
Wow, that was a great segue.
Dude, it's like I've done a bunch of these or something.
Like 30 of them.
Our first email is from Steve Nemzek.
What? That guy?
He's back. He says, "Hey bros, I just have a quick one this time.
Okay.
I was just wondering, what is your favorite Trek music? Not necessarily opening and closing themes, but also impending disaster music or fight music."
Go. You keep reading. I was going to answer.
I love the DS9 opening theme and the classic Kirk's about to fuck shit up music. Signed, Steve, who's definitely eating after midnight, like the podcast he's on.
Oh, that's his. Oh, that's cool. I like the Klingon sting that they use, like from the movies. I can't do it because it's like an orchestra, and I can't like sing an orchestra.
Sing me an orchestra, Josh.
I can't do it. I won't be able to do it. But like they use it also in First Contact when Worf comes aboard the Enterprise. I just love it. It's very. It's just, I don't know. It's like John Williams-y. It's not John Williams, but it's just very.
I forget the name
fun.
of the composer that did the movies.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know either. Look.
My favorite is an oldie but a goodie, classic Star Trek TOS music, the fight music from the Pon Farr episode of TOS.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Trek. Actually, my favorite Trek music ever, and I've not been able to find it since. A friend of mine, who maybe listens to this, PJ, she had a playlist on Spotify that had a track on it called "The Inner Light Suite," and it was all of the music from the episode "The Inner Light."
That's awesome. And even like the flutes and stuff?
Yeah, like most of the music from The Inner Light is flute music. And it's like very orchestral accompanied music with flutes. And it's absolutely breathtakingly beautiful.
That's awesome.
That's my favorite Star Trek music ever.
The Pon Farr thing is so iconic. It's like people spoof it, they make fun of it. It's fucking implanted in our like American DNA at this point, right?
It's part of the culture at this point.
Yeah. So Jerry Goldsmith, I believe.
Oh, Goldsmith, yeah.
Yeah. He does a lot. He does a ton of shit. He didn't do the new ones. Michael Giacchino did the new ones.
Tommy Tallarico?
Tommy Tallarico, I wish.
Thanks for that email, Steve. That was a great question.
That was a good one.
Our next email is from Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Who says, "Hey there, Trek boys."
Trek boys. I have cats on me, so I can't yell too loud.
How do you feel about watching shows completely out of order? I feel like some of my best experiences with ongoing TV shows has been through watching them totally out of order and combing through the context over time. It's like an archaeological dig where I find some stupid cup, dig a little deeper, and uncover an ancient civilization that used those cups for everything: drinking, pissing, pleasuring.
That's like that's what archaeologists think. They're like, oh, what is this, a stupid cup? Where's all the gold? Like Indiana Jones. Where's the gold?
Where's the idols?
Where's the cross of Coronado?
Star Trek has been that for me. I never grew up watching the show and have only started getting into it bit by bit alongside listening to the podcast. I don't really look for start here suggestions and enjoy just jumping in at random episodes to see what they have to offer while slowly building up my lexicon. I do watch a lot of the episodes that you guys talk about, but then I go down a rabbit hole of random one-off adventures.
Like you said, it works for series that are one-offs, like episodic, right? Like, doesn't really work for Deep Space Nine that well.
At least, like, if you watch anything past, like, Season 3 of Deep Space Nine, you're not going to get what's happening.
Yeah, also Enterprise, it doesn't work with Enterprise so
It doesn't
much.
work with Enterprise past the first season.
The first season, right, yeah. Other than that, though, like, I think, like, that's how we all had to watch the Star Trek when we were growing up, like you and I, Jeff.
Oh,
like,
yeah. There was no sitting down and watching an entire series.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. And, like, a lot of times, like, if TNG was in, like, syndication, which had, like it was pretty early on, like, you would watch it on whatever channel, and it would they would be showing whatever episode, right? And that's the episode you were watching that day.
Yeah, that's true. You had no choice in the matter. The choice was made for you.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. Like,
it was a hell world. Really.
No, it was really terrible. Like thinking about how things are now. Like, I don't want to sound like an old ass man or whatever, but like, I don't know how anyone ever like did that. Like, why was everyone just fine with it? They were just like, whatever. Like, I guess, like, the concept of TV was just that, like, it was there, and, like, you're gonna watch it, right?
Yeah.
But, like, now it's like, there's no going back, dude.
The thing about media to begin with is that people, on average, in the 1950s, watched 1 hour of television a day.
Right. They watched, like, I Love Lucy and, like, The Honeymooners.
Yeah. And people in, like, 1999 watched an average of, like, 7 or 8 hours of television a day.
Fucking insane.
Which is crazy. There's only 24 hours in a fucking day.
I don't even watch, like I'll binge, like, I binged Sabrina pretty heavily when it came on Netflix, but, like, I don't even binge shows, like, too often, you know, and, like, that's, like, 10 hours, 14 hours, whatever, 10 to 14 hours,
I would
right, depending.
hate to figure out how much television, like, if you include streaming stuff, that people watch today. It might be like an astronomical percentage of the 24 hours.
It might be like 27 hours a day. Like, they don't stop.
You might be right.
I definitely watch way less of stuff now, but like
I definitely do, man. Like, I listen to podcasts. Like, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Pretend Friends.
Nice.
And
who's on that show? Me?
Oh, I think my boy Josh and my friend Kevin are on there.
Oh, Kevin.
Love those boys.
Kevin.
Shout outs to Kevin Cole.
Love creator of Hack.
Love you.
I love you too.
I will listen to music like 99.9%.
That's what I do too.
Because I'm working all day.
Yeah, I just have music on if I'm doing whatever, right? Like, I don't like at nighttime. So, like, what's weird about me and like speaking of Kevin and I talk about this all the time, is we'll put on something at night to sleep because I need like stuff on to keep my brain busy.
I don't do that. Like, I turn the fan on. I have white noise.
I don't like fan sound.
I love it for some reason.
So we do it with Futurama. There's a whole subreddit on Reddit about people who sleep to Futurama. It's like apparently this thing that people just do.
That is so fucking specific.
It's weird, right?
Like, I know that there's a subreddit for everything, but that is so fucking specific.
Well, I think that's that's a testament to how many people do it.
How many members are on it?
I don't know. I don't even know what the name of it is. I think it's called like Futurama Sleepers or something like that. I don't know what it's called.
But I taught Kevin sleeping to Futurama. Continue.
I taught Kevin the time travel move, the time dilation move. Did I ever tell you about this?
No, I don't think so.
So, like, if I go to sleep, I do this thing where I'll put something on, like Futurama or Star Trek The Next Generation, something I've seen like 1,000 times, right? Where I know like the lines by heart. Futurama is really easy to do because the lines are so like memorable. And I'll start to sleep, and I'll like keep myself like kind of awake, and I'll wait till the next line hits in the show, and you can stretch out like your mind, like the time in your mind, because you're sleeping, so time is like weird, and it feels like minutes pass before the next line. And in the show it's the line is like just immediately after the next line, right? Usually it's so weird.
That
and I do it all the time.
Weird as fuck. I've never experienced that.
I told Kevin about it when we were at MagFest one time, and then he started doing it, and he was like, I do the thing, and I was like, yeah, we're weirdos.
You're both fucking weirdies.
What are we doing? Why don't we just fucking go to sleep?
I found the Futurama Sleeper subreddit.
Is that what it's called?
There are 15,869 readers.
There you go. See, a lot of people do it.
Apparently,
Zane does it.
I'm the fucking weirdo.
Zane does it. Zane and I talk about it all the time. We're always like, yeah, Futurama fucking is on Hulu now, so it's like way fucking harder to sleep through because you got commercials and shit. Sucks.
I'm the fucking weirdo, it turns out.
I told you.
Watching shows completely out of order is our bread and butter. So if we didn't believe in it, like, the podcast would just be ruined. Because how else are you going to do a podcast? If you did it all in order, you would just never finish.
I think the interesting part about this question, and it's a really good question, I think the interesting part is the question itself. Like, there are people who like think that that's a thing that like people don't do, but like that's how it always was forever, right?
I guess it's true. It's like a new thing, really, that you don't watch things out of order.
Yeah, like people grow up now and they just start like, we'll just go to the next one. And like before it was like, well, gotta wait till next week.
Yeah, and I mean, television networks that had shows in syndication didn't play them in order.
No, they would just start at like whenever. They'd be like, here's episode 5 of season 5, right?
Yeah,
like
they would just be like, here's episode 16, here's episode 27, here's episode 3, here's episode like 14.
Right, you'd watch Frasier, right, on like TNT or whatever. And
well, I
like,
would.
I mean, I wouldn't either. I don't like Frasier.
Fuck you, Frasier.
But I've had to watch Frasier before. I've dated somebody who watched Frasier a lot, so they would just show like whatever. They would be like, "Here's Frasier on season 8." You know? Okay.
It's what you got. You got what you got.
Yep.
Sam continues. I can see this as a strategy you wouldn't always recommend, as there's a risk of getting a bad episode early on that would turn people off. But if it's a show like Star Trek that already has such a reputation, I'm comfortable giving it the benefit of the doubt and looking for positive through lines as I piece together the history of these space fossils at my own pace.
I feel like that's... I don't want to like blow Sam up, but I feel like that's like a very like spoiled way to think about shows. Like a bad episodes happen, especially in shows that go on for years and like have 30 episodes a season almost, right? Like, again, I think the question is
I mean, the bad episode thing is like, it's always been around, the bad episode thing.
Right.
Like, Garrett Wang saw the fucking code of honor every time he turned TV on, so he thought Star Trek was garbage.
Right. I think like bad episodes in television like were way more prevalent when you had to make more of it, right, back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, there's bad episodes of short series. There's so many bad episodes of like Daredevil. Like, how many episodes of Daredevil are you like, this episode sucks?
There
right?
are episodes of Daredevil where literally nothing happens.
It's just bullshit. It's filler, and that still happens. But I feel like now, like, the fear of a bad episode, like, is like really weird to me, because like, I don't know, unless you're like a fucking incredible show, like we're talking about like The Sopranos or like Boardwalk Empire,
we don't have bad episodes.
We don't have bad episodes either. Or Battlestar Galactica, Jeff.
What's that?
You're not gonna have a show that is gonna be perfect. Like, that isn't a thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't worry about the bad episodes so much. You're gonna sit through some bad episodes. It's just
for
the way
sure.
it is.
Of any show.
Of any show, yeah.
He does ask, are there any shows that you Trek boys approach like this, either voluntarily or not? Now that everything's available everywhere, there's less of a need for this kind of blind approach, but I'm kind of fond of it. So I think he's looking at this as like a choice now, where you just choose a random episode and watch it.
Right, it's a way of doing it, yeah. Yeah, I think we answered. I mean, like, I did it with the X-Files when the X-Files was in syndication. Like, they would just show whatever episode, and I did it.
Yeah, we did it with every show. I mean...
Yeah, it was every, yeah.
I probably watched every episode of Hercules, The Legendary Journeys.
Out of order.
Completely out of order.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, like a ton of shows.
Yeah, everything that we watched probably was out of order, which it sounds so goofy and stupid, but that's the way the fucking world was, man. It was just whatever the fuck, dude.
Well, he signs off with, may the next year bring you heaping barrels of Denebian slime ale. Sincerely, Sam, executive stylist on the USS Gossamer.
Thank you, Sam. I hope I get some of that. Whatever.
I get that joke, and I love it so much. Executive stylist on the USS Gossamer, like the Bugs Bunny cartoon with the big monster Gossamer.
And he cuts the hair.
Where he cuts the hair and does the nails.
Yeah, and he's just hair, so it's like you never stop.
That was a joke for me, and I appreciate it so much, Sam. You can find Sam on Twitter if you search for Sam Lindstrom. He's a great artist.
There you go. Check out his stuff.
Our next email... I say before the next email every fucking time.
I don't even... I mean, we are just people talking, so, like, whatever.
My next email is from Phantom Thief Goofus.
Oh, the Goofus.
I love that Goofus. Ahoy, Trek boys.
Hello.
Big fan of the Mad Max planet from TNG. I'm still working my way through TNG. I'm on season 3 right now. I was also a big fan of that heroin planet.
Yeah, everyone is.
Yeah, well, it is the heroin planet. How you not gonna like it?
What's not to like about it?
Gosh, Wesley sure is annoying. Have you ever noticed how Picard super adopted Data? Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this email.
A lot of thoughts so far.
Not so much questions, just observations.
Data is Picard's son. Yes.
Yes.
He was there during his recital and cheered him up when Data had robot imposter syndrome, and even played holodeck Shakespeare and detectives with him. It's a fun dynamic. I don't have a pitch it or ditch it due to having to get back to space college, but I'm really enjoying TNG. I really want more Lady Guinan. I have a weakness for cool bartender characters. Then are you gonna love DS9?
Yeah, man. Wait till DS9, dude. Holy shit.
This is signed Phantom Thief Goofus, founder and CEO of Cool Crimes Inc. And in parentheses, we also stole New Year's Day. There's a PS. Hey, do you want to join Cool Crimes Inc. and do cool space crimes, TM? Are you a cop? Are you a space cop? Legally, you have to tell me if you're a space cop. Well,
That's
if
true.
not, I'll find you so you can join Cool Crimes Inc.
Damn.
Cool Crimes Inc. We're more than an intergalactic thieves guild. We look cool doing it.
I want to join it.
You're in the Federation.
I mean, am I?
Oh, no. This email was sent from his space iPad, I'd like to point out.
That's just an iPad. It's already space iPad. Everything that is like that we have now is like even better than the things from fucking Star Trek. Right?
No.
I mean, like, the iPads are better than the other stupid pads that they have.
No.
You can't play fucking Fruit Samurai on those things.
No. Star Trek is the best. None of it's better. Why would you even say that?
Oh my god.
Our next email is from Coyd.
Hi, Coyd.
What's up, Coyd?
Welcome.
It's not really from Coyd. I just gave it away. He sent in a character and I gave it away. Fuck.
No, I thought it was Coyd.
It's Whack Durton.
Oh, it's Whack Durton.
Outgoing voice transmission to all open frequencies from Whack Durton of the Space Hog Express. I think I've got a voice for this one. I haven't read it yet, but I read the beginning line and end line.
It struck you. You had the thought, yeah.
Afternoon, or maybe it's evening.
That's Whack. That's Whack
Can't
Durton.
never tell. Space is dark as hell. This is Whack Durton of the Space Hog Express talking to whoever's listening out there.
Oh, dude, Whack Durton is like old-timey cool.
Trying to pass the time till the next space flying J. I'm in the not-so-legal business of Bigfoot trading.
Damn.
Well, technically, I just transport them to and fro.
That's illegal.
To Jim Hadar, love fighting these things. And ever since the Breen found that planet full of them, business has been booming. I'm not convinced a Yeti or a Yowie doesn't sneak into the mix every so often, but the Jims don't give a shit, because they all fight and die the same.
Damn, they're just killing Yetis and Bigfoots? This is fucking crazy.
Breen keep trying to tell me there's no discernible difference between a Sasquatch and a Yeren, but I beg to differ, because those Yeren have magical lightning powers. I've seen them with my own third eye.
What?
What is happening in this email?
Oh my god.
Point is, I'm not quite sure I can make the long haul from Alpha to Gamma and back again as often as I do.
It's a wormhole. It's like instantaneous.
If it weren't for some mostly entertaining, usually informative, and always homoerotic broadcasted conversations I've been picking up here and there from some derelict Federation junk satellite by the name of M.
Homoerotic.
If you Trek boys are listening, keep it going, because it keeps old Whack awake at the wheel. Being a trucker gets real lonely, especially after Loretta stopped returning my space phone calls. And especially after Gracie stopped returning my space Snapchats.
Oh, Whack, I think you're sending the wrong snaps, dude.
You never truly get Rocket Man until a woman read receipt ghosts you, while your sorry ass is space trucking to the opposite side of the galaxy.
That's a great Deep Purple song, Space Truckin'.
You also never understand space trucking until you're blazed out of your skull on some of that trillium-laced Ketracel white.
Dude, this dude is Trillium. Dude, that's fucking insane.
Careening across the Gamma Quadrant in an 18,000-wheeler full of Bigfoots. I'll be a goddamn Mugatu's uncle if I'm doing that rambling thing I do. About time I hit the space sack. Autopilot's doing all the work anyway, so no good reason for me to be up. This has been Whack Durton of the Space Hog Express, talking to whoever's listening out there.
Dude, I got a real road feel from that. That was great.
Too. That was a good email.
That was great, Whack Durton.
Whack Durton, definitely not Coyd, like I said earlier. It's
This
Whack
one's
Durton.
for you, Whack. I hope that Loretta comes back to you, and I hope that you stop sending her dick pics, because that's kind of rude.
I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be doing like a southern trucker accent, but
That was better.
I wanted to do like the cool CB guy accent.
Yeah,
instead.
CB. Yeah, like CB radio, man,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah.
I wanted to be the cool CB radio guy instead.
Dude.
Thanks
dope.
for that email, Whack Durton.
Thanks, Coyd. I mean, Whack.
Oh shit.
Shit.
Our next email is entitled Stir Tark.
Okay.
My favorite
That's
show.
Sort of the show, yeah.
It's from no one of importance.
Okay.
They say, "Hey Trek fellas,
Hello.
howdy."
Sup?
To the point, I have a limited knowledge of Star Trek, but I've been a listener since you were still covering the TNG movies.
Oh, boy.
Hearing you talk about their almost ideal future makes me question our own future. I have to work for a living in a meaningless job like most. That being said, the idea of living a life wherein the only work you're inclined to do is better yourself makes me sad I live in this time, among other things.
Get used to it, fishbulb. That's the world we live in.
Do you think such a world is possible? I don't just necessarily mean we'll have replicators that will render capitalism obsolete. More like, would society move forward like Star Trek or get fat like WALL-E? Would it be that heroes would push us forward once we get over our old world ways, or would the post-scarcity world, should we get there, be its own hell? Anyway, y'all just need to kiss already. The sexual tension is too much for me to handle. Sincerely, no one of importance. P.S. Love your work dearly. Keep it up, guys.
Thank you. That's a great question.
We kiss off the air all the time.
Yeah,
Next email.
You just don't see it. Next email. I mean, I think we're seeing like certain parts of the world, like Canada, like move toward a more like living wage, like permanent living wage type of thing, right? Like, would we turn into WALL-E? Probably.
I think humanity would be split very evenly.
Yeah.
We would have half of our society that would be Star Trek future people. And they would want to explore the stars, see grand new sights, go on grand new adventures and better ourselves, understand the universe more. Mm-hmm. And then the other half would be like fat blob men in flying chairs with screens in front of their face.
That might be true. I think that if we are exploring space, though, like, as difficult as that is, like, I think you would see us kind of, like, get our shit together a little better, because it's so fucking hard. And, like, I don't know, like, would the world become, like, a hell? I mean, life is suffering always. Like, it's all about, like, how you, like, become okay with the suffering, right? So, like, people would still be, like, having existential crises in a utopia. Like, that's, because it's human. That's human condition. It's, like, part of the model, right? Like, we're born that way. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like we would just be better equipped to deal with the way that things are, and that, I think, goes a long way, right?
Do I think the Star Trek future is possible from where we're at now? Mm-hmm. I hope.
Yeah.
I think that's the best I can say.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really, from, like, I think we both, like, I don't want to speak for you, Jeff, but I don't think we have a choice. Like, I think we need to, like, get our shit together or we're dead, right? So
those are the two choices.
That seems to be what we're looking at right now. Yeah, I hope that, like, with, like, education, like, I think that's a big part of it, too. Like, I don't think we'll become WALL-E if we, like, educate ourselves, like, and our kids well. I think we'll make our way out of whatever hell we've already made.
Yeah.
But
there are people who are fighting towards that Star Trek future. Yeah. Who are fighting towards, like, healthcare for all.
Right.
Or, like, scientists who are trying to figure out ways to create food from nothing.
Right. Like,
and, like, these people are pushing us towards that Star Trek future. There's a huge anchor around their necks. Mm-hmm. Of people who don't want the world to change. They want the disparity to continue because it puts them in a good position.
Yep.
Who'll win out in the end? I sure hope that the do-gooders do. The people who are trying to put us in that Star Trek future.
One of my favorite lines. Sorry, to what we said.
How fucking dare you? Now go ahead.
I'm sorry. One of my favorite lines is I think it's from. They say it in Enterprise. They say it in a bunch of shit, but it's. The world only changed because a few courageous people thought it could be different. And, like, I think we're seeing that now. We're, like, it feels like we're so, like, outnumbered by the status quo. But, like, it'll matter. Like, it will matter if we decide that it does. Like, John Lennon, right? Like, what did he say? He was like, what's the line? From this song, Imagine. I just had it, and I lost it because I'm really tired. But he's like, war can end if you want it to, right? Like, it's like, if you want it to matter, it will matter. And I think that is happening, like you said, Jeff. Like, people are working toward it. Hopefully we make it out.
I could not be more thankful towards those people as well.
Yeah.
They use the position they're in, or the position that they worked themselves towards, to really make a difference.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, here I am making a Star Trek podcast.
Yep.
Thanks for picking up the slack, guys. Thanks for that email, though. That was a great question.
That was really good. That's like a whole podcast right there.
Our next email is from Michael K.
Okay.
Who...
See what I did there?
The title of the email is an email about an outside fan of something. So I'm sure we're in for a treat.
Okay. That could... Whatever. Let's go.
It says, "Hey, Trek boys. First time, long time, and big fan of that one gif of the one time Worf got bodied by that red barrel." You're gonna have to be more specific, I think.
Oh, is that when he gets paralyzed, right?
Yeah, Worf gets bodied by everything.
He's the body man.
My favorite anything that ever happened to Worf is when the old guy that had the parasite in his stomach lifts Worf up and throws him against a wall, and it's like an old man.
Yeah, and it's like he clearly throws himself against the wall.
It's great. Unfortunately, I can't say that I'm an official Trek boy, but more Trek boy adjacent. Growing up, instead of being exposed to the Trekness, I would spend weekends at my dad's watching Godzilla films, Spaceballs,
Oh, nice.
and whatever else he'd recorded off of HBO in his tape collection.
That's dope.
That is cool. Like, I've seen all that. I love Godzilla movies.
I love
and
Godzilla
Spaceballs.
too. We never even talked about Godzilla, how we love it, did we?
No, I don't think we've talked about that.
I love Godzilla.
Me too. I grew up watching
Weird.
all the old Godzillas on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, Sci-Fi would show him. It was cool.
So my only exposure to Star Trek has been through the podcast, the Red Letter Media Trek videos, and unfortunately the first two J.J. Abrams movies.
Whoops. Whoopsies.
It wasn't like he didn't have any Trek in his collection. I knew he at least had a copy of The Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock, but he never put it on for us like he did the other movies. My brother and I asked him about this not too long ago, and he simply responded, "I didn't want you two to ruin it for me."
That's incredible.
We both burst out laughing that of all things our dad introduced us to, he kept Star Trek all to himself.
That's incredible,
And
dude.
we got that. That's a great story. I love that.
That's so good.
Sorry if this email is a bit long. It's not. It's very short compared to almost every other email we got. So I'll ask you my awkwardly phrased question.
Okay.
What are you guys a passing or long-term outside fan of? Thank you for continuing to put out that sweet, sweet, good of a podcast and for making 2018 a much easier year to get through. Sincerely,
thank you.
Michael K., husband of the mask, space and sea, interstellar food provisions field salesman.
The mask from Magfest? Is that the reference?
I'm guessing.
I could be wrong.
I wasn't at MagFest. I don't know.
There was a mask at Magfest that we brought her on stage to play games with us, and we just were like referring to her as the mask. Like,
Then this
the
is
mask.
definitely the husband of that mask.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what are you? I don't. This is a really hard question. I don't know.
What are you like a passing fan of? Like something that you've liked for a long time that
Like-
you wouldn't call yourself a fan of.
But like, I'm just sort of like it.
Yeah. Like you like it, but you don't love it.
Damn, man.
Like
I don't
it's
know.
just something that you kind of like.
I would say maybe for me, like this might be like a surprising or whatever answer, but like comics probably, because like I have comics and I collected them like sparingly, but I don't like. I wouldn't call myself like a comic fan. Like I know a little bit about certain things, but I don't know a great deal about a lot of things.
It's true of everything, though.
With me, yeah, I'm pretty
in
fucking
general.
stupid. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know.
That's really tough.
It's a really hard question because, like, I don't know.
Oh man, Red Dwarf.
Yeah, Red Dwarf.
Like I've
yeah.
always really liked Red Dwarf every time I've watched it, but I've never watched the whole series. Like I've never
you-
sat and watched all of it.
What about Battlestar Galactica, Jeff?
What? What is that?
It's Never mind.
It's several shows. I watched it. I watched Battlestar Galactica. I didn't like it because everybody had the same 1970s haircut.
Yeah, but Face is in it from A-Team.
That's all that matters.
He's Starbuck. Let me tell you, the new Starbuck is way better.
Well, she's a lot hotter.
She's a lot more of like a real person too.
A real character.
Like a whatever the fuck Face is.
Yeah, I'd say Red Dwarf. I've always wanted to be more of a fan of it, but I've never put the time in.
Yeah, to that I would say also maybe Stargate, right?
Oh yeah, I like Stargate too. I would put that on my list as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Stargates, and I've seen like a bunch of like random Stargate, but I never sat down and
I've
was
seen
like...
the movie, and I've seen a bunch of episodes of SG-1.
Right.
A couple episodes of the other ones.
The movie's great. The movie's fucking great.
I don't know. I think those would probably be my two.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Because I like them both.
Well, let's just watch Stargate a bunch and Red Dwarf a bunch.
Sure.
And Battlestar Galactica. Okay,
What?
let's go to the next one. The next email.
Battle what?
Battle who what now?
BattleBots?
BattleBots.
We're gonna watch BattleBots?
I wish.
Thanks for that email, Michael.
Great email.
You made me think a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Our next email is from Joe.
Hi, Joe. What do you know?
Stop it. The title of the email is Dystopia, and in parentheses, not the Megadeth song. No one was thinking that. He says,
You mean crappy Metallica? Yeah.
oh no. I have no strong opinions about Megadeth.
I actually don't either. I don't.
Dear Trek boys, Lieutenant Joe here, sailing through the cosmos and keeping it real.
Nice, Joe.
I was recently poring through some 20th century Earth literature while off duty, and I came across a couple of books about totalitarianism.
Okay.
And I was reminded of that time in the past when a human Cheeto somehow got elected president of the U.S., as well as when the Changeling crisis almost turned Starfleet into a police state. Yikes!
One of those is probably worse than the other, and I think the first one might be worse.
History will tell. Anyway, I read 3 books related to the subject. The Origins of Totalitarianism, 1984, and Brave New World.
I've read 2 of those.
Joe,
the last 2.
In real life, are you taking a college course about dystopian literature? Because those are the same books I read in mine.
I liked Brave New World more than 1984 by like a large amount.
Fahrenheit 451 is my favorite of those
yeah,
books.
Ray Bradbury is great.
Like,
so.
Fahrenheit 451 is, like, I fucking love that book.
Yeah.
I think I like 1984 better than Brave New World.
I liked Brave New World because, like, I don't know, 1984, like, from what I mean, it's been, God, like, fucking 20 years since I read it.
It has been a long fucking time.
Yeah, like, I just remember it taking place, a lot of it is, like, very, it's like THX 113080, where it, like, takes place in, like, a single area, and it's not, it's kind of more, like, introspective, and 1984 is more science fiction in that it's, like, the world. They go out to do things in the world, you know?
That's true. I also read that Aldous Huxley, the writer of Brave New World...
He died on acid.
Yeah. Wrote a letter to George Orwell, the author of 1984, about how he thought his vision of a dystopia was more realistic, and that it would be easier to dominate humanity through happiness and ignorance rather than force and terror. This got me thinking, and while we have definitely seen evidence of the effectiveness of Orwell's variety of totalitarianism in Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia, I can't help but think that Huxley might be onto something. I ask you, the Trek boys, in your infinite wisdom, to give your 2 units of gold-pressed latinum in the matter. Thanks, Lieutenant Joe of the USS Thermopylae. Rather be frolfing, or rather be disc golfing, if it makes Josh happier.
I'm not the one who says disc golf is the word.
I like frolf. It makes me laugh.
I don't hear frolf a whole bunch.
What do you think is more realistic, the violent totalitarianism of Orwell, or the Huxley totalitarianism of bread and circuses?
I'm gonna cheat and say it's a combination of both. I think that we're seeing.
You mean like
that.
right now?
Yes. 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 I mean, obviously, like, even things that I like are very Roman. Like NFL football is gladiator games, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that keeps people happy. Other than that, though, like you're not gonna for any totalitarianism, you're not gonna get away from the scariness because that's how it works. Like it's fascism, it's fear, right?
Yeah.
So now we're supposed to be afraid of like whatever brown person we're supposed to be fucking afraid of, right?
It changes.
And that'll never stop.
It waffles. Yeah. Ever since 9/11, it's waffled between the standard Mexican boogeyman and the Islamic
terrorists.
boogeyman.
The terrorists, right? Yeah.
It's not terrorists. It's just Muslims.
Well, that's what they say.
They act like are all terrorists.
Right.
It's
that's right.
It's just there's always going to be an enemy. I mean, that's in like both of those books. There's an enemy that was rallied against to begin with in order to create this totalitarian regime.
Yeah, that's part of the package you get with that.
Yeah, it's like a standard paint-by-numbers setup in order to get to a totalitarian regime, and no one will accept that it's happening.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It fucking sucks.
A combination would be best, but between the two, I think happiness through ignorance is much more useful. It's pretty much how, like, first world nations have done it forever, and we still view ourselves as the heroes.
Mm-hmm. Well, America's the good guy, right?
Every country is the bad guy. We're
right
all
now.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we're all people, and we're flawed, and we fucking suck, and we're not willing to put in the effort or most people aren't even willing to, like, think about the possibility of, like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody sucks except Robin Hood.
Who's a real man.
Robin Hood had it right. Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Shoot arrows into other arrows.
Yeah. That's how you prove you're good at shooting arrows, dum-dum.
That's how you do it.
Thanks for that email, Joe. Hopefully we answered it.
Hopefully we solved the world's problems. I think we did.
I feel like we've probably just solved all problems on the planet Earth.
You're welcome.
Our next email is entitled Swedish Transmission.
Okay, from Swedenland.
It's from Carl Laurent.
Okay.
Who says, "Hey there, Trek bros.
Hello.
Great fan of beautiful and wonderful but super dead podcasts about fantasy here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you for the thought-provoking, auto-corrected from provoking, but I'm leaving it in, and hilarious podcast."
Is that like, if you're really from Sweden, does your autocorrect just correct everything to Viking?
Provoking.
How often are you typing about Vikings over there? Jeez.
I've been following the Josh and Continue verse from the early Gamervision days and have been loving your humor and side content for years.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Also, Jeff is Josh? Wow, neat.
Yeah, it's like two of me, but one of us is better, and it's not me.
It's not me.
Oh, shit. Who is it?
Wonder who it is. Who do I shoot?
No, shoot the good one.
He's the good one. My relationship with Star Trek has been an interesting one. I haven't really been part of the die-hard fandom, nor have I actively sought out Star Trek at all, really, but I remember being passively exposed to pretty much the entire series, except for TOS, unfortunately, since the 90s by means of Swedish TV syndication. For some reason, right after the end of school, around 3 to 4 p.m., my TV channels of choice in those days, from Channel 5, 6, and ZTV, your Swedish fans will appreciate that.
I know what that is. I don't know what that is.
It's fine, Josh, just pretend.
I just go, I love ZTV.
Would always run some random episode from either TNG Voyager and later on also Enterprise. I liked what I saw, and the method didn't bother me. Easy. I saw a ton of the classics from the series many times over because of how our media worked back then. Some Trek memories stick out, like a plastic barrel knocking the shit out of our favorite security officer, Klingon mating rituals, crazy alien eyebrows, awesome Cold War allegory, the education of robot Pinocchios, big-eared alien con men whose visages made it hard for me to swallow my tasty after-school dinner, and sweet Borg and Vulcan tatters.
I think you've pretty much seen every Star Trek. That's like all of it. That's all of it.
But I had no sense of the order of things at all because of the strange order in which the episodes were run, sometimes without intro titles.
That is so weird that this is the second email about this.
Yeah.
What is...
He even mentioned Worf getting the shit knocked out of him by the barrel.
I was thinking that was the same email, but this is a different email, right?
Yeah, this is a different email. This is from Sweden.
Guys.
The other one
was
Sam Lindstrom.
Are they getting together on the Discord?
I don't think this guy's in the Discord. I know Sam isn't in the Discord.
What the fuck, dude?
Thanks to you and your insightful and funky, auto-corrected from funny, conversations, you've helped me rearrange my shattered memories into a comprehensive whole and made me appreciate the series even more.
Nice.
I'm glad that we did something good.
Yeah, we're trying.
I'm currently working through TNG again and loving it. Now questions or peyotes in this email. Just a good old shaft waxing of your egos, free of charge.
Thank you. I needed it.
Yeah, shaft wax me.
Yeah.
I always look forward to the next M-Class episode to see which of my old memories get dug out next. If it's something I missed, even better. Thanks again for the quality podcasting, Carl Laurent, deckhand, seafaring super yacht, USS Jizztacularis, Casperia Prime, Horvian cluster.
Damn, I want to go on that ship.
Sent from my impronounceable symbol phone. It's just a symbol. I don't know what it says.
Thank you. That was a great email.
That was a great email because it sucked my dick off, and I always appreciate that.
Shaft wax? Yeah.
I'm just glad that we're doing something good for people. That our email is, like, having a positive outcome. That's all I really want.
Yeah, me too.
Money.
And I want a shaft wax.
Money also.
Money, please.
Money, please. I just have so much fun saying that.
Quark!
Thank you, Carl. That felt great. That shaft
good.
waxing felt great.
Yeah. That's how Vikings do it, man. They know how to shaft wax.
Our next email is from Spivsy.
Oh, Spivsy, this fucking guy.
He says, "Hola, Trek boys.
Hola.
You guys would not believe the 400 years I've had.
Wait, what?
It turns out the planet I was orbiting had some weird time thing going on with it. Temporal distortions or chronogiblies or something like that.
Like in Voyager.
And while it's only been 3 weeks for you, I've been here for centuries.
Damn, dude.
I found out the planet wasn't as deserted as I thought, and I've been watching a race of proto-Vulcans gradually evolve their society. The funniest thing happened, though. They think I'm a celestial body, and they've named me their god.
Oh,
this is how it happens, dude.
You're like the Wizard of Oz.
Every so often, I get pelted in the face by some messages they've written and fired up at me using a catapult. That is a strong fucking catapult, dude.
That is very powerful.
I got one recently.
Inefficient as fuck.
I got one recently that maybe you could help me out with. It said, "Dear Supreme Jon Dahl," that's what they call me. "If you were able to use your divine powers to travel backward in time and take one souvenir back to you to present day, what would it be? Your faithful servant, Jib." What do you think? I'm a little worried about answering this one because I know Jib. He's a king in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm a little worried the answer might start a war. No pressure, though. Former freelance window washer and current Supreme Jon Dahl, Spivsy, ordering planet Laser Panther. They let me name the planet.
Damn, Spivsy. That's a cool name.
Supreme Jon Dahl.
Jon Dahl.
So, Jon Dahl had a question. If you could travel back in time and take one souvenir back, what would it be?
And with no repercussions, right?
No one ever said that.
Okay, so is it real? Can it be real?
It has to be a real thing.
It has to be a real thing. Real things are boring.
Also, the real world also includes the Star Trek universe, since that's where we live.
Okay, fuck, dude.
I'd go back and get the Kurlan Neskar before they fucking throw it on the ground and break it at the end of Nemesis.
Oh my god. Oh man.
You know what I would really do? I would go back in time and sneak on the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark right after they finished filming the scenes at the beginning with the idol. And I would steal that fucking idol.
That's the artifact. You would steal a fake artifact.
Do you know how much that idol would be worth today?
I bet you somebody owns it. I bet you somebody owns it.
For sure.
I don't know.
And the thing is, if you steal like a priceless artifact and show back up with it, there are going to be questions.
I would probably go to Japan and get like a sword, like an old samurai sword or something. Like a Miyamoto Musashi's sword to steal his sword. That would be like infinitely. That would be like. They probably would make me give that back because it's like culturally significant.
No one would buy
Japan.
it. You'd have to sell it on the black market.
It would be super illegal to have. There are swords that like World War II. Like after World War II, America made Japan hand in their swords. So they're like ancient swords that we like. Took from them, and like people think that like people stole them and like they have them, but
there's a lot of stories about like soldiers' families sending them back.
Yeah, and so most of them were just the shitty like swords that they would like soldiers would have.
Yeah,
but toward the end of the war, every family had to turn in their family sword, and a lot of those were like 400-year-old swords and shit.
It's like do you know the story about Miyamoto Usagi, like, or Miyamoto Musashi, not the rabbit from Stan Sakai's comic, Miyamoto Musashi.
Yes.
Like, he went to a duel once with this guy who called himself, like, the greatest swordsman.
Yes.
And he forgot his sword to the duel, so he just fought him with an oar.
He fought him with and he beat the shit out of him.
He beat him with a boat oar.
He would show up late and shit. Like, he would piss off people. Like, he would just purposely be late as fuck.
Yeah, he wrote, like, a bunch of books. Like, a bunch of, like scrolls that eventually became
the Book of Five Rings or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
and he would straight up tell you, like, I show up late to duels because it throws them off.
Yeah, they're annoyed, and then you can win. Yeah.
They fight worse because they're angry.
They're mad. Yeah, they're not thinking.
He was a genius. He was a genius at fighting.
He brained some guy with an oar.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
That's fucking crazy.
What would you'd go back in time and get a samurai sword? Dude, I would go back in time to ancient China and take the Meteor Sword.
Oh my god.
The sword they made out of meteor ore.
That'd be sweet. Or get like a...
All I've ever wanted in my life is a sword made from fucking space.
All right, we have to stop being the same guy. There can't be two of us on that. That's what I want.
Well, you better go back further in time and take it from then, motherfucker, because...
Send a Terminator after you to get the sword.
The Man-at-Arms, the YouTube channel...
Oh, I thought you meant like the...
No, not the He-Man character. Man-at-Arms, the YouTube channel, is like they forge weapons on it.
Yes.
They forged a meteor sword based on the one Sokka had in The Last Airbender.
Is that the guy who made the Ulfbert sword?
Maybe.
Like from that documentary? What's that guy's name?
They actually replaced the Man-at-Arms people like halfway through, like after one season of the YouTube show. They replaced them with a different people from different forge.
A more marketable guy.
I think this guy worked on movies, and he was like, "I don't have time to do your show anymore."
Okay, he had like other stuff to do.
Yeah. So yeah, we would both continue sending Terminators back in time in order to get the Meteor Sword.
It's like did you ever see the latest Terminator with what's her name
No.
They kind of do that. Where like
Terminator Genesis.
Terminator Genesis. Yeah,
Genesis.
They send a Terminator back like when she's a kid, and it's like, all right, like come on, guys, like what the fuck? Just send it back.
Kill her.
Send a Terminator back like 400 years before like people had anything, and kill her like great grandfather.
Just kill the baby.
Jesus.
They're evil robots, Josh!
I think you're the evil robot.
Yeah, you probably got me there.
I don't know. I feel like I want more things. Can I get more than one thing?
Only one item.
Fuck. It has to be something very valuable that is also awesome, but also something not so famous that people would like know what it was.
I just want the Meteor Sword.
All right, I'll go with the samurai sword. That's it.
My
Final
sword's made out of
answer.
space, man. You need to get on my fucking level.
Everything's made out of space, Jeff. We exist
Get on
in
my
it.
level. Remember that song?
No.
Get
Who
on
did
my
it?
level, but get on my level.
Who is that?
It was fucking Lil Jon was in the thing, but
Was it Bone Crusher?
no,
Remember Bone Crusher?
I do. It was Trillville, Lil Jon and Trillville.
Okay.
Get on my level.
Oh my
Dude, I
god.
fucking love that song. Thanks for the email, Supreme Jon Dahl.
Bye. Good email.
We appreciate it. Our next email is from Sean Dupree,
Oh no.
Boston Sean himself. He begins, he titles the email, "Coming at you with a classic pitch it or ditch it."
That's a great. You're doing the voice again. So good.
He begins his email with, "Trek boys! Feeling good. New year, new Trek, baby.
Nice.
Finished watching Voyager this week. First time watching it since a long time.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad you made it.
You're a stronger man than I." I stopped at season 4. I was like, that's enough.
That's good enough.
What a letdown of an ending. I think you could say the same for most of Voyager, but that end was the ruined orgasm of science fiction television.
Cool idea, just wasn't built up enough to
Yeah.
work well.
For 7 seasons, we kept watching a mostly bland show for the inevitable payoff. Then at the moment we should get all the feels, and the show says, "Yep, they got home roll credits."
Yeah.
Paris doesn't even get a scene with his dad, who's on camera.
Yeah, they should have had an episode where they're back, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
they should have... I get why they didn't, I guess, because, like, television didn't work that way then, and, like, it's more like, they're home, we did it. But, like, they needed to really be, like, debriefed and shit. I would have loved that. That would have been cool.
I agree 100%. You gotta have the epilogue, or else
Yeah.
the journey doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You have to have the return home. That's the hero's journey, dude.
Yeah. You'd think he'd be like, "Dad, come aboard and meet your new granddaughter," but nah. Oh fuck, this is so full of spoilers. It's
Whoopsie.
Voyager, who cares? For all its faults, however, I don't think Voyager broke its universe like Discovery appears to be doing. I think it's
Yup.
actually added some cool ideas, even if it didn't utilize them very well. With this in mind, I have a pitch it or ditch it, just
Okay.
one.
Oh my god, that's
Classic, just one.
Just one.
I agree 100% that Voyager is better than Discovery. And
I also
know,
agree.
again, there's going to be someone listening who's like, these old fogies, they like the old bad show better than the new bad show.
Then the answer to that is yes.
Yes. You're 100% correct.
The old bad show is still in the proximity of of Star Trek. It still took place. Anyway, that's a whole different whatever.
Okay.
Go pitch or ditch it. Go ahead.
Pitch it or ditch it. Not sure what show. Maybe STO. Maybe a movie. Voyager returns home. Celebrations all around. Starfleet's finest come from all over to welcome back the lost crew, including one Jean-Luc Picard. Jean-Luc meets the EMH and is fascinated by its mobile emitter. "Doctor," you say, "I have some experience with sentient holograms, you know." And he realizes he made a certain promise to a certain sentient hologram he currently has sitting on his desk.
No.
I feel like I could go through all the beats of the episode / mission / movie, but that's a rich pitch. I'll let you
That's
guys
a rich
fill in the
pitch.
blanks.
That's cool. I think that's a cool idea. I don't think that Picard would offer that up. But I feel like maybe Moriarty somehow Moriartying his way into getting it would be cool, right?
Yeah, the weird thing about Moriarty is that he does some very villainous shit.
He's a bad guy, dude.
And he's a bad
Moriarty.
guy from a story,
Yeah.
but he does deserve to live.
Yeah, he's not
sapient.
He's not super bad in the end. Like, he's not like evil or anything like that.
But I'm sure Picard off screen, I'm sure in one of the comics, Picard rescues Moriarty from his prison.
How would you do that? Would you tell him that you tricked him? Because that would suck.
I mean, the fuck is he gonna do at that point? Like, you've put him in a computer somewhere on some planet in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, here you go.
He wouldn't know the difference, right?
Yeah.
Like, how would he know the difference?
Well, he knew he was in a simulation the last time.
Yeah, but this new simulation's, like, big.
Although he didn't know he was in a simulation. That's how they got him.
He figured it out, right? Because, yeah. Damn.
I'll pitch that. Like, that would be a great, like, story in STO, like a time travel story.
Yeah, it would be cool. It would be cool to have him, like, I think he needs to, like, somehow get it. Like, he figures out that he's in the hollow cube, and he gets out, and he tricks the doctor into coming into the holodeck somehow, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't get
steals it.
freed at the end, then. He's still, like, a prisoner.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he gets to work in that mine where all the other doctors who are obsolete get to work.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
That sounds like a better life, right?
One more question. Josh, will you please give me the short version of why Neelix is in STO? Do you go to the Delta Quadrant, or does he come to the Alpha?
You go to the Delta Quadrant. He's in charge of, like, a space station full of Talaxians who are, like, trying to find a new home because their home is destroyed. Mm-hmm. And you, like, help him find, like, a new planet. But you only ever go see him at this one space station where you, like, have to, like, help people do chores because Talaxians are boring.
They really are.
So you walk around and you're like, Neelix is like, hey, you could go help Jalexa with the cooking. And you go and you help Jalexa cook a meal for everybody.
It'd be like if you were playing, like, a Lord of the Rings online game and you went to Hobbiton.
Yes. That's a perfect analogy. Perfect.
Thanks, dudes. Here's to a happy 2019 filled with Star Trek Enterprise episodes. Signed, Boston Sean, Petty Transport Officer, USS Tapon's radio program.
Don't put yourself down. You're much more than Petty Transport
I don't know.
Officer.
He can be pretty petty.
Whoa.
Got him.
Fucking wrecked.
Our next email is from Hoteen.
No, we were doing so well with no Hoteen, no Tapon.
And it's titled, I've Had It.
I've had it, Hoteen.
Trek boys. Hoteen here. I'm not sure why you always react so disgusted when you read my emails. I like to think of us as colleagues, friends even.
No.
After all, who is it who keeps you up to date on Riker?
That's true.
I'd love to become your mentor in this broadcasting art. However, this appears to be impossible due to your lack
a pickup artist?
He's negging us, isn't he?
He's negging the shit out of us right now.
However, this appears to be impossible due to your lack of trust in me.
Mm-hmm.
Please confirm. Is it my ears? My forehead? The copper in my blood? Tisk, 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 Trek boys. Spacism is not an attractive trait.
You're just putting that in our... You just said that. Like, we didn't say that. You said that.
You're the spacist against yourself.
You're a... Hoteen, fuck you.
Perhaps the fault is my own.
Yeah,
you seem to trust my supervisor, Tapon, just fine. Maybe I should relay to you my own origin story.
Oh my god, here we go.
I was born on... You know what? None of your business.
Oh, thank God.
You Trek boys, Henderson, and you especially, Pennington. I grow tired of listening to you two accuse me of being a master spy. I gave
Listen
up.
to your voice, Hoteen. It's evil as fuck.
I am doing the voice for him, but whatever.
That's how he sounds. No, I thought we were listening to a recording of it.
Sure, that's what it is. I gave up everything to live here, and if your superiors find me safe enough to live within the Federation, that should be good enough for you. Rest assured, the Empire would crusher me next. If they could target me, I'll call you both Crusher me next?
Wait, what?
CROSHER, me, NECST, and Torget, TORGET.
Is he okay? Is Hotine...
Hotine, are you having a stroke?
Hotine, are you...
I'd call you both Varules, but that would be an insult to Varules everywhere. Perhaps in the new year, you would target to be more compassionate to refugees. Signed, Hotine, leader of the Targ Pack, USS DuPont's radio program.
I think maybe we had a universal translator malfunction.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hotine, please see a doctor. Even though Josh is very mean to you, and for some reason you say I'm the worst one, even though I just read you in a funny voice. Please see a doctor.
Here's the thing. You kind of are mean, Hotine. If you're going to live here in the Federation, you're going to have to remember a few rules. Number 1, Ryza. Go there often. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, why are you coming back? Go back to Ryza.
How the entire universe isn't Ryza, I'll never know.
I mean, fuck, dude. Like, yeah, literally. Fuck, dude.
Fuck all the dudes.
Fuck all the dudes. Like, I don't know, Hotine. You just need to calm down a little bit.
Hotine, the reason why we're so mean about you is that you almost got us fucking court-martialed.
Oh, that too.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, you set us up. And you lie about Riker being like dead. What is your deal?
I saw Riker on Deep Space Nine a week ago. The fuck are you on about, buddy?
Buddy? Like super Canadian. What are you on about, buddy? Oh, man.
You're full of shit. I don't like it. Get the hell out of here. Although I'm guessing that all your misspellings were actually some Romulan code. Good job getting me court-martialed again.
That's probably what it was. I guess we could, like, figure out his puzzle again.
I'm not smart enough for that. Next email is from Scoops McGee.
Oh, no!
Who says, Dear Trek Boys, hot off the presses.
Scoops, god damn it.
Let me cut right to the chase here, fellas. Now this is gonna be a bit awkward, but I'll be honest. Subscription numbers are down here at the Federation Inquirer. It's hard to believe, I know. Most of our readers were on Satellite N, and I don't need to tell you about the sad state of affairs over there these days.
Yeah, that place is a fucking mess, dude.
Feel sorry for all those pets.
They have a lot of pets over there?
Not anymore.
Oh, no!
My editor has informed me that you two, occasionally 3 but never 4, of you run a little subspace show out of your own satellite. As a result, we're sending you yet another gratis edition of our fine publication. In return, however, I must ask that you spread word of our upstanding news organization to your listeners. Happy reading, Scoops McGee, lead reporter, USS Federation Inquirer. P.S.
Wow.
If you happen to know any fine folks looking to advertise in a well-known publication such as our own, please let them know to contact me on Twitter at McGee_Scoops. After asking...
Is that a real thing?
Yes, it is a real thing.
Oh, no. How do you spell McGee? With M-A-C or
M-E? It's just MCGEE_Scoops.
I found him.
After asking us for help, he put an asterisk. And then at the asterisk it says, not a disclaimer, I'm begging you, please. And after I'm begging you, there's 2 asterisks. And the 2 asterisks say, I'm on my knees here. And then 3 asterisks which say, Federation Inquirer does not condone groveling for subscriptions or advertising deals.
What the fuck?
He did give us a copy of the Federation Inquirer.
I see it. I'm looking at it right now.
New slur discovered. What's a garden spadehead, and why are your children saying it?
Jesus Christ.
Data. Why he put on 43 kilos. Ferengi bar owner claims proof of afterlife. Claims he was visited by the 3 ghosts of ancient Naguses. Selling holo novels that detail his experiences. Learned the true meaning of Maximus.
Dude, I'm looking at the one from Twitter. These are so fucking funny.
Ensign Pennington, all Italians love spaghetti. Experts, what the hell's an Italian?
That's fucking hilarious.
Breaking news, Lollipop D lost in warp core breach. Captain's baffled by sudden destruction. Wreckage contains high concentration of cheesecake particles. Captain Desras, stop emailing me about this.
It's so good.
Ancient hologram gains sentience. Haunts ensigns. Hologram takes the form of Topanga's dad from ancient Earth television program Boy Meets World.
Shit.
We have to hide in the pattern buffer during commercials.
That's fucking brilliant.
Centennials killing napkin replicator patterns. What's next?
Centennials. Oh my god.
Your ad here. Contact @McGee_scoops on Twitter for details.
My favorite is Rise Aboard of Tourism makes spacist remarks. I just think people should stay on the planet where they're from. So fucking funny.
Dude, I need to fucking subscribe to the Federation Inquirer.
I fucking followed Scoops McGee on Twitter just now,
Holy
because that's
shit.
goddamn hilarious.
That is so good.
Fucking Scoops fucking McGee. Damn, dude. You're working hard, Scoops.
That's the thing, is that all of our fans work way harder than we do.
Oh, fuck. It's funny.
I am headed over to follow Scoops McGee myself.
My face hurts from laughing. Holy shit.
Scoops McGee! Oh my shit.
Scoops McGee. No, seriously, help me.
His photo is a photo of fucking Jake Sisko.
Jake Sisko. Yeah.
I've been doing the wrong voice the whole time.
No, that's a great voice. That's perfect.
I
for
gotta get that
Scoops.
voice.
Fucking Scoops, dude. I gotta drink this water. Holy fuck.
Our next email is from Ben Beeler, whose collection we just finished up, the Defection collection.
Beeler, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, check that shit out if you missed it.
Yeah, go back in time and watch it. I mean, listen to it.
He begins with Dim Sweet Sweet Trek Boys.
Oh, yeah.
I've always thought that the time period between the end of Season 6 of Deep Space Nine, when Sisko helps forge an uneasy alliance with the Romulans against the Dominion, and the beginning of Season 7 has to be home to a bunch of really interesting side stories. The following peyote digs into that idea a little, and was inspired by an idea Spivsy shared on the Discord of a melting ship, and was brainstormed by a handful of folks on the Discord.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
You can join that Discord too for as low as $1 over at patreon.com/mclasspodcast.
One latinum.
One slip of latinum.
A slip, a strip, or a bar?
Well, a strip would be like $10, and a bar would be like 100.
And a slip is a 1.
Slip is a 1. In this completely made-up system of exchange that I just created.
That's money for you.
It's all made up, buddy. I set about collecting it for a peyote, and in doing so, it got really long and filled with details. You can ask Commander Dupree. I asked him to read through it, and it was 2 full pages at the time.
Jesus.
He's like a petty transport officer. He's a commander? Jesus.
I mean, is this one of those ships where everyone's captain?
I think that's only the Lollipop.
That's only the Lollipop.
I guess it's the Lollipop E now. I've since boiled it back down to the core ideas, which I've submitted for your consideration below.
Okay.
Peyote. Between Season 6 and 7 of Deep Space Nine, while Worf is commanding the Defiant on convoy missions, the Defiant encounters an anomaly on the edge of the Romulan neutral zone, which turns out to be the disintegrated wreckage of an experimental Section 31 spy ship.
Oh, jeez. Jeff's gonna hate this one.
I'm not liking it so far. After encounters with a Section 31 cleanup crew and a curious Romulan warbird leave both the Defiant and the warbird critically damaged, their crews must work together to try and rescue a potential Romulan infiltrator trapped in the transport pattern that's entangled with the disintegrated ship while trying to survive Section 31 sabotages. In the end, the trapped transporter pattern turns out to be a changeling rather than a Romulan.
That's pretty cool.
He has an afterword for this.
Okay.
The general idea is to explore the precarious relationship between the Federation and Romulans during this period, put Worf in charge of a situation where shoot first makes everything worse, as well as to force Worf into a situation where he has to choose Romulans over the least honorable part of the Federation.
Yeah.
One of the details that didn't make the peyote was that Worf would have a moment where he discusses the uncertain situation that's slowly unraveling with his bridge crew, like how Captain Picard often did, to show off a bit of how he learned and grew while serving on the Enterprise.
That's cool. I like that.
I'll pitch it. Like, Section 31 is a part of Star Trek whether I like it or not, and this is using it very well.
Yeah. I think I'm pitching it also. I like the overall idea. I like that Section 31 in DS9 is just like super mysterious. Like I don't like the idea. Maybe you could do it differently or somehow like make it so that they're not a lot of Section 31, because I think that diminishes their like mystique and like the power of them being like super creepy. You know what I mean? Like, I like when it's just, like, Sloane. Because it makes you question. You're like, well, okay, is it just this guy? Like,
Well, yeah.
How, like, you know what I mean? Like,
the idea, I guess, would be that it's just shipwreckage that's been booby-trapped.
Right.
So you don't know exactly whether it's Section 31 or not.
Well, he said there's a cleanup crew or whatever.
Did he? Did I read that? Did I say it in my voice?
I didn't invent
encounters
that.
with a Section 31 cleanup crew. Yeah, I would drop that part.
Yeah, I would get rid of that. Everything else, though, I like a lot.
Just
and I
like the Warbird and the Defiant are critically damaged by the booby traps Section 31 left behind.
Right. Or it could just even be like the Dominion or something, right? Like... Well, I mean, I know that kind of undercuts the changeling.
Like the changeling showing up would be kind of foreseen at that point. Then
you could do like a, I mean, you could make it some other ship, right? Like
it's weird that I'm on board for the Section 31 spy ship and you're not.
Yeah,
that's a
weird
reversal.
I just like that Section 31 is so hyper secret that like. Nobody like they wouldn't like the worst part of not the worst part, but one of the terrible mistakes in Into Darkness is the Section 31 building, right? Like there wouldn't be a building of people full of Section 31.
No, that makes no sense.
They're too secretive.
They're not the CIA.
Right. These people live double lives like in the Federation. Like that's how evil they are. Like they're assholes. Like you don't ever know who's in Section 31.
Like, if Section 31 has a building, it would just be like one room inside a Federation headquarters.
Yeah, and it would just be an office.
Yeah.
And the office would be like, this is the office of the Federation guy in charge of janitors. You know, like it would be a total lie. Like the whole thing is a fucking lie. Yeah, I don't know. I do like it, though. I think that's a really... I agree. Like, I love that during that time of the war against the Dominion, there would be all this crazy change happening, because the Romulans would just be, like, around. And that's never happened, right?
I think I'm okay with the spy ship. Really, although, I guess my question is, how would they know it's Section 31?
Yeah, we'd have to, like...
Couldn't it just be... really, you could have it be a Federation ship that has no... This would be a great lead-up to the Section 31 stuff, actually.
Right.
Have it be a Federation ship that has no markings or anything on it, and it's not
like
in the register anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And then they, like, dig through the computer, and they start to piece together, like, something's going on here, right?
We decided to even look for parts in the field that we found, like look for serial numbers on the parts, and the registers for the parts being created have gaps in them.
Doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, like it goes from like 4432 to 4434.
And you never see a Section 31. That would add to the mystery of it. Like that would add to the spookiness of them. Like where did they go? Why is there a ship out here, right? Like, it's super weird.
Yeah, that would be
awesome.
Would be my punch-up.
I agree with that. Cool as fuck.
And we have both already pitched it, so great job, Ben.
Stamp it.
He finishes by saying, thanks for hopefully having read this long-ass email. Yours Trekley, Captain Desrath, USS Lollipop E. The funny thing is, no one who ever sends a long email ever says they've sent a long email. Everybody who says it have sent like a normal-sized email.
It's like a psychology problem. Is that
Yeah.
like a tell of a personality, right? Yeah.
Our next
Might be.
email. Can you guess who our next email is from?
I already know who it's from.
Who's it from?
Tapon.
Nope.
What?
It's the exact opposite. It's Rich Masters.
Oh my goddamn!
The namesake of the new Rich Masters, whatever the fuck the collection's called, collection.
What are we doing? Lives,
Past lives.
Past lives. That's it. Got there.
The Past Lives collection. He writes, between the time when the Enterprise voyaged in uncharted realms and the dark times of the Dune Buggy Wars, there was an age undreamed of. And unto
Conan
this,
the Barbarian.
Henderson and Pennington, destined to sit in Satellite M with troubled brows.
That's Conan.
It is they, the chroniclers, who alone can tell us of things. Trek.
Dun, 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 dun,
Let them
dun,
tell
dun,
you of the
dun,
days
dun,
of
dun.
high space adventure. By Crom, lo, it is the Trek Boys.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my
Perfect.
god. I'm watching
Perfect.
that tonight.
Yo Double J's, big fan of long emails here. We are Double J's.
Yeah.
I've noted this before, everyone. I'm not a fucking idiot, but I like that name, Double J's.
Double J's.
It's the size of
My favorite size of breast.
Cut you off, motherfucker. Jeff wins the date, unless Josh edits it
That's
out.
it, so
later
I
today.
say it first. And then in which case, none of this will make any sense.
Nope. You know the drill by now. New Season 8 Pitch It or Ditch It for your approval.
Yes.
I'm gonna invent some Trek lore.
Okay.
Title, Discontinuum. Worf meets Picard at the transporter pad. The captain has returned from a 2-week trade dispute, and he is cranky.
That sounds like him.
He complains that the two races were like petty children, and he their den mother. At Worf's surprised look, Picard apologizes, explaining he's tired. He tells Worf he's going to take a few days off, leaving Riker in charge.
I'm gonna go fuck in the holodeck.
I'm going to rise a bitch. No sooner has Picard sat down than Guinan is at his door. He tells her that he's not in the mood for visits, but she barges in anyway, as she's wont to do.
Yeah.
She tells him he has another mission to go on and that she's going with him. Before he can even object, a familiar noise announces the arrival of Q.
What's the noise?
It's that like little teleporting noise
Yeah.
that when he
Got it.
appears.
Remembered it.
After their usual banter, Q tells Picard that he needs his help to rebalance the continuum or there'll be dire consequences.
Uh-oh.
Picard laughs and asks Guinan if she believes him. Yes, she says. Who do you think recommended you?
What?
She explains to Picard that if the continuum fails, the cement that holds the building blocks of the universe fall with it.
Oh no. I'm okay with that, I think.
Not the Star Trek future.
Oh, you're right.
Q tells Picard they'll need to take a shuttle to get to a place where the fabric of space is weaker, a doorway where mortals can cross into the very heart of the continuum.
What the fuck?
I like that a lot better than Q just teleporting them to a road in the Midwest, like in Voyager.
Oh, in the Civil War times, when
Yeah.
it's the Civil War. Literally, it's the Civil War.
Yeah, isn't
Oh,
that
we
hilarious?
get it. It's the Civil War. Okay, cool.
On the shuttle, Picard demands to know what's going on, and Guinan reveals she used to be a Q.
What the fuck? That's fucking crazy.
The Q is not one species, but a collective of representatives of races from eons past, elevated to a higher plane of existence.
God.
Guinan left the Continuum when the Borg destroyed her people, and the Continuum decided not to intercede, the deciding vote being our Qs.
Shit.
Damn, this is explaining why Guinan knows so much.
Yeah, why Guinan is like a space wizard.
I mean, we met another member of her species, and he was not a space wizard.
He was an asshole.
He was just an idiot.
Yeah, but I guess he gets to... Oh, no, he gets blown up by that rocket.
Yep.
Never mind.
No super space people ever get blown up by rockets, so he was definitely not one.
That rocket is like fucking like a rocket... Like, you know, people who shoot off toy rockets or
It's
whatever?
that exact type of rocket.
It's that rocket, yeah, but like big.
When they arrived at the doorway, Q transports them to the heart of the continuum, made up to look like the American Senate. Scores of Q shout at each other for attention until they see Guinan and Picard. They demand to know what an XQ and a shock mortal are doing here.
Fuck, dude.
One accuses RQ of having too much of a soft spot for the human race.
I like that, like, we think Q is, like, a dick, but, like, all the other Qs are, like, super dicks. I like that.
I like
cool.
that, too. RQ tells the Assembly that they have been in deadlock about what to do since the Civil War portrayed in Voyager. A few years for Picard, but centuries for the Continuum. Everyone is vying for leadership and no one is listening. What they need is a new human perspective on whom should be the leader. They all agree, but only if RQ rules himself out, and he does. In private, Q warns Picard he will be visited by the highest members of the Continuum, each to try and curry favor with Picard. Guinan stays on as advisor. Picard listens to each Q and their stories of suspicion and distrust. It's a hornet's nest, one Picard can't see a way out of. He confides in RQ that he doesn't envy him putting up with this, to which Q replies that at least the Continuum is interesting now.
That's so cute.
It is. When Picard returns to Guinan, she is in some form of stasis. She can't help him anymore.
What?
Picard visits an older Q, a representative of one of the Guardians of Forever, a chronicler of the Continuum who is confined to the Senate library.
Librarian Q.
Picard is glad of sane company and bonds with the man, asking him how he can bear to be among such bickering. The chronicler says the Continuum has never been so chaotic. Picard realizes what's happening. Picard calls the Senate together and asks each of the Continuum to reveal who set the eons-old partners against each other, and all of them reveal it was RQ.
Oh, motherfuck, we should have known this.
Q has been using his colleagues and has crowbarred Picard in to help him sow discord. When the plot is revealed, the Continuum unite against Q and thank Picard, sending him back to the Enterprise. In Picard's ready room, Q appears, revealing this was the result he wanted. Order from chaos. That's his reason to be. This is why he chose Picard to help, and why Picard will one day be worthy of the mantle of Q. His unwavering responsibility to do good. Q leaves an irritated Picard with these parting words. He couldn't think of anyone better to spend eternity with.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Man, I 100% agree with Guinan being an XQ. That is a great development to her backstory.
Yeah, I think that's cool too.
And it has precedent that different races can become Qs because Riker becomes a Q for a short period of time.
Yeah.
During Encounter at Farpoint.
Right.
And I think it happens another time as well.
Well, that Amanda girl.
Yeah, she's like
Kevin Arnold's sister.
Yeah.
Is the Q.
I fucking love that Q turns out to be behind it. We should have known the whole time, but the episode makes it so perfect that we don't realize.
You tricked me. You tricked me because I was like, I said the thing about the Q being not a dick and all the other Qs are dick. That's good. That's good.
It's like you're a writer or something.
It's weird. It's weird, like, what can happen when you, like, have a talent and like a thing. He
finishes out by saying, "Love you guys, plain and simple, Rich." I don't even think we have to say that it's pitched.
It's pitched.
Like, one day I really want, like, this would be a dream thing for me, is a book, like a little, like, portfolio book of his pitches. that says, like, season 8 Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation.
He would get sued hard.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to, like, sell it. He could just give it to me.
You just want him to give you his stuff, Jeff?
Yeah. No, like, the thing is, you can sell a lot of shit on the internet. I think he can get away with it, honestly, at least for a while.
What do you sell on the internet?
Art.
That's illegal. That's illegal.
I sell art of characters I don't own.
That's fine.
It's illegal. Fuck it.
That's fine.
And our last email of the night is from Tapop Pop.
Tapop Pop?
Yeah, like a
Is
Vulcan.
he like Tapop?
Tapop Pop.
Is he like Tapon's Pop-Pop?
He is he's Tapon's father and Tapoppy's Pop-Pop.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Who's Tapoppy?
Grandfather of Tapon, legal guardian of Tapoppy.
Tapoppy is Tapon's dad?
No.
Or mother?
Oh my god. We're fucking it up. Okay, Tapop is Tapon's grandfather.
Yeah, okay, I got that.
Tapop has adopted a Vulcan child named Tapoppy.
Is Tapoppy like...
So Tapoppy is...
Cousin Oliver?
Cousin Oliver of the Tapon family.
Of the Tapon family? Like...
It's just Poppy with a T in front of it, like the Poppy that writes into us and is writing this email. Dear Trek Boys,
Okay.
I've been enjoying the epistolary entertainments of your broadcast for some time, and maybe I should do a voice for Tapop.
It's tough. How would you do like an old Vulcan voice? It's real hard.
I don't know. Dear Trek Boys. Nah, I'm not doing it.
It's too southern.
I feel the time has come to write in myself. I'm the grandfather of Tapon and the legal guardian of Tapoppy. She was found drifting in an abandoned cruiser as a young adult with no memory of her past and only a gummy bear and a raccoon for company.
What? A raccoon?
I'm getting some early 2000s Flash animation flashbacks from the randomness here.
Early 2000s. Like what's the fucking...
Foamy the Squirrel? That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Recently, she was sent on a mission to the starbase Gaylord to deliver a message ostensibly from Tapon of Tapon's radio program. While relaying the message, she was overcome with a type of space madness caused by extreme bashfulness. Later testing revealed she had been sabotaged by an implant by Hotine to sabotage Tapon through her.
I should have known that some Hotine bullshit was going on.
Fucking Hotine.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Deep down, I knew it.
As for Tapon, I am proud of his career. Hotine certainly challenges him, but this is ultimately to his benefit. I wish to share a story from Tapon's youth when he first forayed into DJing.
Okay.
At what you would call a middle school dance. However, prior retellings of this event seem to have caused Tapon distress, and I do not wish to embarrass my grandson publicly.
Oh, it's okay.
Perhaps we will chat again. Live long and prosper. Tapop.
All right. I like you, Tapop.
Tapop is nice.
Thank you, Poppy, for that. That was a great email, and thanks for coming to MagFest and talking to me about M-Class. I was like super happy.
I'm glad that a little bit of M-Class made it to MagFest, even if I couldn't make it.
You were there in my heart and in my wiener.
I'm always in your wiener.
Well, I mean, that's how we do it.
I get inside your wiener. It's how we have sex.
I'm gonna fucking pass out, dude. That's fucked up.
That is fucked. But his wiener is big enough for that.
It's cavernous.
Oh, God.
See, I made it worse.
Yeah, you did. Recently, she was sent on a mission to Starbase Gaylord.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I could have fucking done it. You all knew.
You all knew. You just need a little bit.
And that's all of our emails for tonight.
Oh my God, those were great emails.
That was a great show, everybody.
Thanks
to you guys. We were barely on it. You guys did everything.
Yeah, we just like react. That's like the show for us. Like react to the thing.
Old men react to emails. Don't sue us, fine brothers.
Oh God, yeah. They will.
Thanks everybody who wrote in. You guys do a hell of a thing for us and for the listeners out there, and it's amazing.
Without you guys, we wouldn't have the email show, and I love the email show, so please keep writing in, and super thank you for all the great emails, seriously.
You keep writing in, and send us all your great emails, your pitches or ditches, your questions, and your weird original character fan fiction to mclassemail@gmail.com. Also,
go to the Twitter. Tell them about the Twitter.
You know what the Twitter is. Tell them.
Tell them to go to M-Class Podcast.
It's at M-Class Podcast.
I mean, that's assumed because it's Twitter. But yes.
You just said go to M-Class Podcast, you
on
fucking
Twitter.
Trollop.
Type in M-Class Podcast in the Twitter search bar.
You'll find us.
Yeah.
If you are wondering what episodes we've covered before, you're looking for frequently asked questions about the podcast, or you want to look at all the images that have been made for M-Class in the past by yours truly, artist Jeff Pennington, you can head over to mclasspodcast.wordpress.com, where all of our information is kept, including...
Our blood types.
I guess I could put that on there, including...
What are you?
B positive.
I'm O positive.
God, you got the good blood.
No, O negative's the good one.
O positive like blows your fucking head off when you put it in your body, right?
I don't know. O positive has a lot of donors, but O negative's the universal donor.
Okay. Head on over to that website where you can also find a link to our Patreon, where for as low as $1 you can join the Discord with all of our talented email writers.
Yes.
And all of those fellow Star Trek fans, where you can discuss Star Trek, sci-fi, fantasy, video games, whatever the fuck you want.
Talk about whatever. Who gives a fart?
Head on over.
Do whatever you want.
To patreon.com/mclasspodcast.
Yeah.
You'll also get a shit ton of free podcast material that's not free because you paid at least $1 for it.
Yeah, but it's a deal.
But I think there's 3 podcasts you get for that.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Audio logs from inside the universe of Satellite M from the 2 of us as well.
Oh, I gotta do my audio log.
I've got mine all set up. I'll probably do it tomorrow.
Okay, I need to. I like to listen to yours and then rebuttal.
I know.
It's funny to me.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back in 1 week with more M-Class goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.